Netflix has quietly dropped some of the most mind-bending sci-fi movies of the last 3 years, and almost nobody noticed.
Wake up.
Get a bat.
From AI nightmares and futuristic rebellions to cosmic journeys and reality-bending twists, today, we're counting down 15 of the best new sci-fi movies on Netflix, including a 2025 release that might be the platform's greatest sci-fi yet. Stay with me, because the final pick is unbelievable.
What's wrong with you?
Welcome back to 10 Watch List, your home for discovering movies and shows you should have watched by now. Let's jump straight into the countdown. 15 must-watch sci-fi films, all released between 2023 and 2025, and all streaming on Netflix right now. At number 15, we're starting with a movie that takes everything from the first Rebel Moon and turns the dial straight past 11, Rebel Moon. Part 2, The Scargiver. This chapter wastes zero time. The peaceful farming world of Velt is done waiting, and Cora, along with the warriors she gathered, finally prepares for the full-force assault of the Motherworld's armies. This sequel is darker, heavier, and far more personal. We see the scars these rebels carry, literally and emotionally, as each one faces the consequences of a war they didn't choose, but can no longer escape. And when the Motherworld descends on the village with overwhelming power, the movie becomes a non-stop wave of explosions, sacrifice, and beautifully choreographed chaos. Say what you will about Snyder's style, the man knows how to build a battlefield. Slow-motion storms, massive mechs, flaming skyships, and close-quarters brutality all collide in a final stand that feels mythic and messy at the same time. But the real hook? This sequel finally shows who Cora really is, and why the Motherworld fears her. The reveal hits like a thunderbolt and sets the stage for a much bigger universe still coming. If you love big sci-fi worlds, huge battles, and characters pushed to their absolute limits, The Scargiver is a fierce, visually wild opener to this list.
When I found you in the wreckage of that ship.
At number 14, we're rewinding to the film that started Zack Snyder's cosmic rebellion, Rebel Moon, A Child of Fire. This is where we first meet Cora, the mysterious outsider hiding on a distant farming moon, hoping her violent past never catches up to her. And for a while, the village feels peaceful, until the Motherworld arrives. Their demand is simple: hand over everything, or be wiped out. So Cora does the only thing she can: she runs toward danger instead of away from it. The movie becomes a galaxy-spanning recruitment mission, where every warrior she finds feels like they stepped out of their own epic: a fallen general seeking redemption, a cyborg swordsman with the soul of a poet, a beast-riding freedom fighter, and a smuggler who doesn't know when to shut up. Each character adds a new flavor to the world, gritty, strange, and packed with potential. A Child of Fire doesn't pretend to be subtle. It's a world-building explosion, giant starships, oppressive armies, and a looming sense that the Motherworld's grip is far bigger than anyone realizes. But beneath the spectacle, there's a story about broken people searching for a cause worth fighting for. And yes, the final act gives you the exact moment you realize Cora is much more dangerous than she lets on. If you enjoy assembling the team adventures and massive space opera vibes, this first chapter pulls you straight into the Rebel Moon universe, and it makes part 2 hit twice as hard.
Where the money at?
At number 13, we have one of Netflix's strangest, boldest, and most addictive sci-fi mysteries, They Cloned Tyrone. This isn't your typical futuristic world or space adventure. Instead, it drops you into a neighborhood that feels normal, until you realize something very, very wrong is going on beneath the surface. The story kicks off when Fontaine, a quiet, tough-as-nails hustler, is suddenly killed, and then wakes up the next day like nothing happened. No wounds. No explanation. Just confusion. And that's where things get wild. He teams up with a sharp-tongued sex worker named Yo-Yo and a smooth-talking pimp named Slick Charles, and the trio stumbles onto a conspiracy straight out of a twisted government lab. Underground facilities, secret experiments, psychological manipulation, hidden observation rooms, it's all here. And the deeper they dig, the more they discover that the people in their neighborhood aren't just being watched, they're being controlled. What makes this film shine isn't just the sci-fi twist, it's the energy. Every scene feels stylish, funny, unsettling, and smart all at once. The chemistry between the characters keeps the story grounded, even when the plot goes full conspiracy theory madness. By the end, you're questioning who's really in charge, and how far those in power will go to shape society without anyone noticing. If you love sci-fi with attitude, social commentary, and a few reality-bending surprises, They Clone Tyrone is a hidden gem that absolutely deserves this spot.
Get a bat.
At number 12, we have one of Netflix's most unsettling modern sci-fi thrillers, Leave the World Behind. This is the kind of movie that doesn't scream sci-fi at first, but the deeper you go, the more the world unravels, and the more you realize something catastrophic is happening beneath the surface. The story begins with a picture-perfect family vacation, a remote luxury home, quiet beaches, no responsibilities. But that calm disappears the moment two strangers arrive at the door at night, claiming the house is actually theirs, and that a massive blackout is sweeping across the country. And from here on out, nothing feels safe. Phones die, signals vanish, animals behave strangely, planes fall from the sky. And every time the characters think they understand what's going on, the movie pulls the rug out again. What makes Leave the World Behind so gripping is the tension between the people trapped inside the house. Do you trust the strangers? Do you trust the news? Do you trust anything when information itself becomes unreliable? This film blends psychological suspense with quiet, creeping sci-fi, the kind that feels disturbingly possible. And by the end, you're left with a chilling thought. Sometimes the world doesn't end with a bang, it ends with confusion, fear, and silence. If you enjoy slow-burn sci-fi that feels dangerously realistic, this is a movie you'll remember long after the credits roll. At number 11, we have The Mothership, a sci-fi mystery that mixes family drama with extraterrestrial secrets in a way that keeps you guessing right up to the final moment. Halle Berry stars as Sarah Morse, a mother living on a quiet rural farm, until the day her husband mysteriously disappears without a trace. No signs of struggle, no clues, nothing. But Sarah knows something is wrong, because beneath their farmhouse, she discovers an object that absolutely should not exist, an alien device left behind like a message, or a warning. From that moment, her life becomes a race against time. Strange signals begin pulsing from the device. Mysterious forces start closing in. And Sarah's children are suddenly caught in the middle of something far bigger than their family, something that might involve visitors who aren't from Earth at all. What makes The Mothership so compelling isn't just the sci-fi mystery, it's the emotional weight. Every step Sarah takes is driven by one question: what really happened to her husband? And the closer she gets to the truth, the more dangerous the world around her becomes. This film blends heartfelt moments with escalating tension, creating a story where every discovery opens the door to another, even bigger unknown. And by the time the aliens, or whatever is out there, make their presence felt, the movie shifts into a full-on desperate fight for survival. If you love grounded sci-fi that hits with emotion, suspense, and moments of pure cosmic mystery, The Mothership earns its spot on this list.
Good morning, Atlas. Time to wake up.
At number 10, we're diving into a future where artificial intelligence doesn't just assist humanity, it nearly destroys it. Atlas stars Jennifer Lopez as Atlas Shepard, a data analyst who doesn't trust AI at all, and for good reason. In her world, AI once rebelled, led by a rogue synthetic called Harlan, and millions paid the price. Now, years later, Atlas joins a high-risk mission to capture Harlan once and for all. But things go wrong fast. The team is ambushed, the mission collapses, and Atlas is forced into the one situation she fears most, relying on an advanced AI combat suit to keep her alive. The dynamic between Atlas and the suit's AI becomes the heart of the film. It's tense, funny, emotional, and constantly evolving. She hates AI, but it might be the only thing that can help her survive an alien battlefield, outrun lethal machines, and face the enemy that has haunted her entire life. On the surface, Atlas gives you explosive sci-fi action, mech fights, futuristic weapons, drone swarms, and massive metal-on-metal showdowns. But underneath that, it's a story about trust, trauma, and what it means to let go of fear. As Atlas gets closer to confronting Harlan, the film shifts from pure action into a psychological reveal about her past, and why this mission isn't just about saving humanity, it's about saving herself. If you enjoy AI-driven sci-fi with emotional depth and big, cinematic spectacle, Atlas hits the sweet spot and keeps the adrenaline pumping. At number 9, we have a movie that looks like a fairy tale. right up until it tries to burn that fairy tale alive. Damsel follows Princess Elodie, played by Millie Bobby Brown, who agrees to marry into a powerful royal family in order to save her struggling kingdom. It feels like a classic fairy tale setup, a royal ceremony, a grand celebration, a promise of peace, and then the trap snaps shut. Instead of a happily ever after, Elodie is thrown into a massive, ancient cave and offered as a sacrifice to a dragon, part of a centuries-old agreement that keeps the royal family in power. No magic, no help, no chosen one prophecy, just a young woman who suddenly has one job: survive. What makes Damsel so compelling is how quickly it strips away the fantasy glamour and becomes a brutal survival story. Elodie's escape isn't elegant, it's desperate. Every corner of the cave hides another threat, every breath could expose her to the dragon hunting her, and every step forces her to become someone stronger than she ever imagined. But beneath all the fire and claws, there's a deeper sci-fi edge: the political world building. The royal family isn't just cruel, they're maintaining power through generations of calculated sacrifice. It's a system built on tradition, deception, and control. As Elodie uncovers the truth behind the ritual, the movie shifts into a fierce tale of rebellion, and the moment she stops running and starts fighting is worth the wait. If you enjoy dark fantasy with a twist of sci-fi world building and a heroine who refuses to stay a victim, Damsel delivers intense energy from start to finish.
On behalf of the Eurospace program.
At number 8, we're entering one of Netflix's most introspective sci-fi journeys, Spaceman. And don't let the quiet tone fool you. This film is deeply emotional, beautifully strange, and unlike any space movie you've seen before. Adam Sandler delivers one of the most serious performances of his career as Jakub, a Czech astronaut on a solo mission to investigate a mysterious cosmic cloud near Jupiter. He's been alone for 6 months, drifting farther and farther into the void, but the real distance isn't measured in miles. It's between Jakub and the wife he left behind on Earth. Just as isolation starts wearing him down, the film takes a surreal turn. Jakub encounters a giant, ancient, alien creature inside his spaceship, a spider-like being named Heinous who doesn't communicate with threats or laser beams, but with empathy. And this is where the story becomes truly special. Heinous isn't here to attack, he's here to understand. To help Jakub untangle the memories, regrets, and mistakes that have hollowed out his life. To become, somehow, the unlikely companion he never knew he needed. The sci-fi elements, deep space visuals, cosmic anomalies, and the eerie beauty of the Chopra cloud serve as a backdrop to a very human story about love, guilt, and emotional survival. By the time Jakub faces the truth about his broken marriage, the film transforms from a space mission into a quiet, powerful heart-to-heart between a man and an alien who understands him better than humans ever did. If you enjoy thoughtful, character-driven sci-fi with an emotional punch, Spaceman is one of the most unique gems Netflix has released in years.
So where do you live?
Kitchen.
At number 7, we're stepping into a future where the world hasn't ended, but society has definitely cracked in half. The Kitchen drops us into a dystopian London where the wealthy live in towering, polished cities, and everyone else is pushed into broken zones like the Kitchen, a place where survival is the only rule left. Our story follows Easy, a young man desperate to escape this decaying district, and Benji, a boy searching for a father figure he barely knows. Their paths collide when Benji believes Easy might be the key to understanding who he is, but Easy wants nothing to do with becoming anyone's hero. What makes the Kitchen stand out is its world building. No aliens. No robots. No flashy sci-fi gadgets. Just a brutally realistic near future shaped by inequality, technology, and abandonment, the kind that feels uncomfortably plausible. The Kitchen community fights to hold on to culture, music, and identity while the authorities treat them like a malfunction to be erased. Drones monitor the streets, armored police crack down without warning, and tension simmers beneath every moment of quiet. But beneath all the chaos, the core of the movie is human. A man trying to avoid responsibility. A boy trying to find belonging. And a community trying to stay alive when the world wants them gone. As the pressure builds, Easy is forced into a choice that could change both their lives and the entire district forever. It's gritty, emotional, and visually stunning without overloading you with effects. If you enjoy grounded dystopian sci-fi that feels one step away from reality, The Kitchen is a powerful, atmospheric must-watch.
You said you owed me for the time I did inside.
At number 6, we're heading into a world where superpowers aren't a gift, they're a liability. Code 8, Part 2 expands on the gritty universe of the first film, where people with abilities are treated like criminals before they ever commit a crime, tracked, controlled, and hunted by a militarized police force armed with robotic enforcers. Our story follows Connor Reed, who's trying to live a quiet life after everything that happened in the first movie. But peace doesn't last long. When a teenage girl named Pav teams up with Connor after witnessing a brutal crime, they become the targets of a corrupt officer who will do anything to cover his tracks. What follows is a fast-paced fight for survival through a city where drones watch every move, mechanized guards strike without hesitation, and anyone with powers is considered a threat to be eliminated. But the real strength of this movie isn't just the action, it's the bond between Connor and Pav. Both are living with trauma. Both are being hunted. And both realize they can't outrun their past unless they face it head-on. The film also cranks up the tech. Sleek new robot units, upgraded surveillance systems, high-intensity chases, and tight, street-level battles that make the world feel alive and dangerous. But at its heart, Code 8, Part 2 is about resistance, about people pushed into a corner who decide they won't be controlled anymore. The emotional stakes rise with every decision Connor makes, forcing him to choose between protecting himself or protecting someone who still has a future. If you enjoy grounded sci-fi with superpowers, social tension, and pulse-pounding action, this sequel takes everything that worked in the first film and turns it up a level.
What's wrong with you?
At number 5, we enter one of Netflix's most visually striking and emotionally resonant sci-fi films, The Electric State. Set in an alternate 1990s America that never quite existed, the world here is a haunting blend of retro nostalgia and futuristic decay. Giant derelict war machines lie abandoned in fields, drones patrol the skies like lost ghosts, and the landscape feels like a country waking up after a technological war it barely survived. Our guide through this strange, broken world is Michelle, a teenage girl traveling across America with a small, childlike robot who may be the only link to her missing brother. She's determined, stubborn, and unafraid to walk straight into danger if it means getting answers. But the deeper she goes, the more she realizes her brother wasn't just another engineer caught in a conflict. He may have been connected to something far bigger, something tied to the rise and collapse of a massive AI network that once controlled everything. And that's the magic of The Electric State. The story looks like a road trip, but it feels like a journey through the ruins of a digital civilization. Every stop introduces a new mystery, malfunctioning robots acting out memories of their last commands, deserted cities frozen in time, and hints of a looming threat still humming beneath the surface. But the film never loses its heart. At its core, this is the story of a girl and a robot, a quiet, touching partnership built on loyalty, curiosity, and the need to hold on to hope in a world that's rapidly falling apart. If you love sci-fi with stunning visuals, emotional storytelling, and a world that feels both nostalgic and futuristic, The Electric State is one of Netflix's boldest 2025 releases, and absolutely deserves its place in the top 5.
That's Spiderhead. We're proud.
At number 4, we're stepping into a sci-fi thriller that proves you don't need robots or aliens to create real fear. Sometimes all it takes is a human with too much control. Spiderhead is set in a remote, high-tech prison where the inmates aren't locked in cells. Instead, they live in comfort, on one condition. They must participate in psychological experiments testing mind-altering drugs. Chris Hemsworth plays Steve Abnesti, a charismatic genius running the facility. He looks friendly, he acts charming, he cracks jokes, but underneath that smooth exterior is a man obsessed with pushing human emotions past their breaking point. And his prisoners? They're not entirely sure if they volunteered, or if they've been manipulated into believing they did. Our main character, Jeff, played by Miles Teller, becomes the emotional anchor of the story. As Abnesti increases the intensity of the experiments, Jeff begins to see the horrifying truth. The drugs aren't just influencing mood, they're overriding free will. What follows is a tense psychological battle where Jeff must fight not only for control of his mind, but for the lives of other inmates being pushed into deeply unethical territory. The facility itself becomes a character, spotless white rooms, clean glass walls, and sleek interfaces hiding layers of moral corruption. Spiderhead shines as a modern sci-fi cautionary tale. How much of our behavior is truly our own? And what happens when someone gains the power to rewrite emotions like flipping switches? The film blends dark humor, anxiety, ethical horror, and a surprisingly emotional core. And the final act delivers a payoff that's chaotic, revealing, and strangely satisfying. If you enjoy sci-fi that messes with your mind more than your eyes, Spiderhead hits that sweet spot perfectly.
Whoa.
At number 3, we have a sci-fi film that blends time travel with humor, heart, and a surprising amount of emotional depth, The Atom Project. Ryan Reynolds plays Adam Reed, a fighter pilot from the future who crash-lands in the year 2022 while chasing down a dangerous threat tied to the origins of time travel itself. But here's the twist that makes this movie so special. He comes face to face with his 12-year-old self, a kid who's smart, sarcastic, and dealing with grief in ways he doesn't fully understand yet. And the relationship between the two atoms becomes the emotional engine of the entire film. On the surface, this movie delivers everything you want from a sci-fi adventure. Futuristic drones, slick time travel tech, gravity-defying fights, and a villain whose power stretches across multiple timelines. But beneath all that spectacle lies a story about loss, trauma, and healing. As the two atoms team up, they're forced to confront the one person they've been avoiding for years, their father, played by Mark Ruffalo. And the moments between all three of them are unexpectedly moving. It's not often a sci-fi film makes you laugh, then punches you right in the feelings. The movie also explores one of the most relatable truths. Sometimes growing up means forgiving your younger self. And sometimes it means forgiving the people who didn't get everything right. With its mix of emotional storytelling, sharp humor, and exciting action, The Atom Project stands out not just as a Netflix hit, but as one of the most rewatchable sci-fi adventures of the decade. At number 2, we're stepping into one of Netflix's smartest and most unsettling AI thrillers, I Am Mother. This film doesn't rely on giant robots or city-destroying battles. Instead, it traps you in a bunker, gives you a single human character, a single robot, and then asks you to question everything you hear, see, and believe. The story begins after humanity's extinction. Inside a sealed underground facility, a robot known only as Mother raises a human girl from an embryo, teaching her, nurturing her, and preparing her to rebuild civilization. And for years, their world is peaceful. Just a girl and her machine. A strange kind of family. But everything changes when a wounded stranger arrives at the bunker's door, begging for help. She shouldn't exist. She shouldn't even be able to survive outside. Yet here she is, terrified, injured, and claiming that robots wiped out humanity for a reason far darker than Mother ever admitted. From that moment on, the movie becomes a psychological chess match. What is the truth? Who is lying? And what does Mother really want? The tension comes not from explosions, but from doubt. Every conversation feels like a trap. Every answer raises new questions. And the more Daughter learns about the world beyond the bunker, the more we begin to realize that Mother's calm, soothing voice may be hiding something catastrophic. The film builds toward a reveal that reframes everything you thought you understood about the relationship between humans and AI, and the future Mother has been planning all along. If you love sci-fi that's intimate, tense, and thought-provoking, I Am Mother delivers one of Netflix's most unforgettable AI stories. And finally, at number 1, we have a film that doesn't just explore the future of artificial intelligence, it challenges everything we think we understand about humanity itself. The Creator is a sweeping, emotional sci-fi epic set in a world where AI has evolved far beyond simple machines, and the war between humans and robots has reached a breaking point. John David Washington plays Joshua, a former soldier who's broken, grieving, and trying to disappear from the world. But he's pulled back into the conflict when he's given one final mission: find the mysterious AI architect known as the Creator, and destroy their ultimate weapon. But when Joshua discovers that this so-called weapon is actually a child, a small, soft-spoken AI girl named Alfie, everything he believes begins to collapse. Alfie isn't dangerous. She isn't aggressive. She isn't the monster humanity has been trained to fear. She's curious. She's innocent. And she may be the only hope for peace. The bond between Joshua and Alfie becomes the emotional heart of the film, transforming the Creator from a war story into something much deeper, a journey about love, loss, and the question of what makes a being truly alive. Visually, the movie is breathtaking. Towering AI temples, neon-soaked cities, Floating weapons platforms, robotic monks, and massive battle machines create a world that feels both futuristic and spiritually ancient. It's one of the most immersive sci-fi universes put on screen in years. But the real power of the creator lies in its soul. It asks us, if AI can feel fear, if it can love, if it can dream of a better world, then is it really artificial? By the time the film reaches its finale, you're not just watching a war, you're watching a man fight for a future he never believed he could protect. If you're looking for a sci-fi film that blends spectacle, emotion, and a genuinely moving story, the creator rightfully earns its place as the #1 pick on this list. And there you have it, 15 of the best sci-fi movies you can stream on Netflix right now. From explosive space epics to intimate AI dramas and mind-bending mysteries. Whether you're into dystopian worlds, emotional journeys, or full-throttle action, there's something here waiting to pull you in tonight. If you love discovering hidden gems and staying ahead of what's worth watching, make sure you're subscribed to 10 Watch List. We break down the movies and shows you should have watched by now every single week. Tell me in the comments which sci-fi title you're starting with, and which one you want us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next countdown.